What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the financial channel. My name is Kyle, and in today's video I'm going to be explaining 6 stocks that are awesome stocks to own during a recession. These stocks will hold up just fine during a recession, in my personal opinion. If you guys like the stock market and you guys are interested in everything stock market or financial information, this is the right channel for you guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and also drop a like on the video. This will really help my channel out. And also leave a comment in the comment section if you guys have any recession-proof stocks that you guys think are really, really good stocks to own during a recession. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Starting with number 1, I actually do own these stocks, so I will let you know what stocks from this list that I personally own. And the first one is going to be CocaCola. I have 15.07 shares of CocaCola. I actually bought it, back in early March, or late March actually, I should say, back when the market was really, really tanking from the pandemic. So if you guys will see, my average cost is $45.77. And I want to see when this thing actually was really, really dropping whenever I bought it. I think if we go back 3 months, when was it whenever I bought it? Wow, so it's actually been 3 months since I bought it. It's been a while. But I was actually buying it around this time, around March, late March. I would love to have bought some right here on March 23rd, and it dropped all the way down to $37. So these are just some of the brands that Coca-Cola company actually owns. They own Coca-Cola, they own Sprite, they also have Fanta. I have no idea how to pronounce this. I've seen it in stores, but I'm not going to try to pronounce it. But there's that, and then there is that right there, which I've never even seen also. This is actually just the soft drinks. If you go to water and hydration, they also own Dasani, Smart Water, Powerade, Vitamin Water, Zico. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with those. Juices, they own Minute Maid, Innocent. I've never heard of the Innocent brand. I have heard of Simply. I'm from Florida, so obviously I'm a big orange juice drinker. Fairlife, whatever this is right here. Coffees, they own Georgia Coffee and Costa Coffee. Not too familiar with those. And then teas, they have Fused Tea, Honest Tea, Gold Peak Tea, Peace Tea, and whatever this is right here. It looks like an Asian sort of tea. So they got a variety of products, guys. And during a recession, nobody's going to stop drinking what they love to drink, whether it be Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, orange juice, stuff like that. These are things that people are going to need, recession or not. Even these waters, Dasani water and Smart Water, people are still going to be drinking their waters and their soft drinks during a recession. So great company for a recession, definitely. And like I said, I actually own Coca-Cola stock as well. One of Coca-Cola's competitors, it's basically Coca-Cola's brother. It's kind of the same sort of thing, but this company has more of like food products. And I actually own this company as well, and that is going to be PepsiCo. So PepsiCo, as you guys all know, they're the ones that have Pepsi, and not just Pepsi. They own a variety of products. They actually own PepsiCo, they own Mountain Dew, stuff like that. They also own Frito-Lay, which is a potato chip company as well. So they have a big brand of products, of consumer products that people are still going to eat and drink during a recession. So if we go to PepsiCo's website, we're going to see some of the products that PepsiCo has. Obviously, like I said, they own Pepsi. They own the Lay's brand. There's a lot of stuff under the Lay's brand. They own Pepsi, they own Lay's brand, Mountain Dew. Just those 3 right there have a huge market. You even got Doritos, another big player, Gatorade, Tropicana orange juice, Quaker Oats, Lipton tea, Starbucks. They actually have a little partnership with Starbucks apparently. Aquafina water, which I actually do like more than Dasani. Ruffles chips, Cheetos, Fritos. So I'm not going to name all of these, but I'm just going to kind of scroll down and show you guys everything that they own. They own a variety of stuff. Very good company. People are still going to be eating these things and drinking these things even through a recession. I actually really love these naked smoothies right here. I'm a big fan of these guys. I drink a lot of those. So they just own a variety of products. Big fan of Propel water as well. Let's go to their food real quick. This is a little bit of their food that they own. My family buys a lot of this hummus right here. So they just have a variety. People think that PepsiCo is just a beverage company. No, they actually own a ton of food brands and stuff like that. So this is just a little bit of all the food they own. So like I said, they own a variety of beverage and food brands. And definitely a company that is safe to invest in during a recession. You know, people are still going to be eating this stuff. People are still going to be drinking, you know, Pepsi products, whether it be, you know, Gatorade, Mountain Dew, Propel water, and stuff like that. And they also have a pretty nice dividend as well. And also, PepsiCo has a annualized dividend of $4.09, so a very, very healthy dividend as well for this company right here. So the next stock that I own that I feel like is recession-proof is going to be Nextera Energy, and this is a utility company, guys, so an electric utility company. And I think, honestly, this goes for just about any electric utility company that has a well-run company and has a great balance sheet. Any of these companies are going to be safe during a recession because it's not like people are going to go turn off their power and not pay their power bill during a recession. You know, there's going to be needs that absolutely have to be met during a recession. So people are going to get rid of, you know, spending extra money on a Ford, for example, but they're going to have to continue to pay their power bill. So I feel like these electric utility companies are definitely stable during a recession. And the one that I own is Nextera Energy, and it's actually cool because this is actually the parent company of the company that actually provides power to my house, which is Gulf Power. So this is actually the parent company of the company that supplies electricity to my house, which is pretty cool. And this chart, this one right here, Nextera, is a phenomenally ran company. They have a lot of potential in the future, in my opinion. If we look at the 5-year chart, you can see the stock has actually been on a tear for the last 5 years, up 174%. So these electric utility companies, these guys are very, very safe during a recession, just because nobody is going to like forget about paying their power bill, and there's always going to be a basic need, you know, just for survival when it comes to power. You're going to need power for just about everything. So that is going to be my third financially recession-proof stock on this list. And I didn't mention this, but they also pay a nice dividend too, as well. So before we go on to the next stock, I want to show you guys Nextera Energy's dividend history. We're actually just going to be going over the dividend right now. We're not going to go over all the past dividends that they've paid out. But the annual dividend is $5.60, guys, with a dividend yield of 2.02%. So a nice dividend yield, a healthy payout ratio of 38.8%. So they definitely have a lot of room in the future to continue growing this dividend, and just a well-run company that I think has a lot of potential in the future and is definitely safe during a recession because people are still going to need their power. So the next stock on my list that I feel like is going to be recession-proof is going to be Disney, ticker symbol DIS. This is actually a pretty big position of mine, not my biggest, but I do have a lot of equity tied up with this company. I got $886. So for me, that's a pretty good chunk of change. I own, let me see here, 7.66 shares. I'm actually up about 7.6%. This stock got hammered with the pandemic, and there's still a lot of challenges that this company faces. So Disney, you know, they obviously make movies, so people are going to be watching movies still during a recession. They're not that expensive. People are still going to be watching Disney Plus, which is the main reason why I put this on here, because Disney Plus is really not that expensive. People are going to be able to afford it, and it's also a great way for people to just unwind and watch Disney Plus after a day of work or something like that. And they also have some pretty big shows. My favorite being The Mandalorian, which is a Star Wars TV show that they released earlier or late last year, I believe. And I am absolutely I love that show so much. Leave a comment in the comment section if you guys have watched that. One of my favorite TV shows of all time. I cannot wait for it to come back out. I think it's sometime around fall 2020. Hopefully this pandemic hasn't delayed anything, but Disney is definitely a company that I feel like is recession-proof to an extent. A solid company, and I love that they finally came out with Disney Plus, and I feel like there's so much potential in the future for Disney Plus, especially whenever it starts making its own content and it really, really starts putting out a lot of their own content on Disney Plus. So the next stock on my list for recession-proof stocks is going to be 3M Company. 3M Company, no matter how bad the economy gets, 3M is always going to make products that are an absolute need in some areas of the economy. People are not going to be able to stop buying 3M products just because there's a recession. There's always going to be, whenever you're like 3M and you have a moat around the industrial space, whether it's selling adhesives, duct tape, hard hats, stuff like that, anything of that category, people are still going to need during a recession. So that's why I feel like 3M is a great choice as a recession-proof stock. This actually used to be my second biggest position, but I did sell some shares on the recent earnings report. Just to downsize it, I didn't really feel comfortable having it my second biggest position. I had about $1,800 wrapped up in it. So I kind of narrowed it down, trimmed it up a little bit. Now I only have $930 in a 3M company, but they do pay a nice dividend that has been consistently growing for a number of years. So if you guys want to check that out, check out 3M's dividend. So right now, 3M's dividend yield is at 3.6%, and their annual dividend is at $5.88. It's saying that the payout ratio is 17.72%, but I do believe that's wrong. I do believe that they're way higher than a 17% payout ratio. So don't really look at that. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. But they do have a nice dividend yield of 3.6%, and they also pay out an annual dividend of $5.88. So this is a very, very stable dividend grower. They're not really growing the dividend too much. I think actually last earnings report, they may have grew the dividend by, or the last time they announced a dividend increase, I think it was like a 1 or 2% increase. So not much growth right now for the dividend, but that is because we're kind of in an industrial, I want to say slowdown, but they're still growing the dividend, which is the main key of this point. And they also have been paying that dividend for a number of years. If you guys want to check that out, go look it up. So a very, very good company during a recession, and also I feel like in the future this stock has some room to grow, but a very, very, very solid company for 3M. So my next stock that I love, we're getting into some juicy stocks now. My next one is one of my all-time favorite stocks. I really wish my position was bigger, and that is going to be Starbucks. And y'all check out this one day return on Starbucks stock, 3.72%. They had an earnings report. Obviously their numbers were down, but investors still like the numbers. But this is like one of I think my fourth or fifth biggest position. I got about $700 of equity into it, of about almost 13%. Have about 9 shares into it. But Starbucks, I feel like this is a recession-proof stock because Starbucks is very different when it comes to like fast food chains. Fast food chains like McDonald's, for example, sell hamburgers, but the thing about Starbucks is that they sell coffee. And I don't know about any of you guys, but for me especially, I have to have my coffee in the morning. I don't really drink Starbucks coffee, but I just understand their business model, which is why I love investing into it. But people are still gonna make room to buy coffee in the morning because coffee is actually pretty addictive if you think about it. Some people have to have their coffee in the morning, which makes them different from other fast food chains like McDonald's or Whataburger, Chick-fil-A, places like that. People are going to make time, and they're going to set money aside for coffee because it's kind of an addictive stimulant, and that makes it a little bit different than other fast food chains out there, which is why I think people are still going to be investing in Starbucks, or people are still going to be buying Starbucks each and every day before they go into work, and they just have so much more room to grow. They're growing around the world so fast, and they also pay a nice dividend yield. So if we check out Starbucks' dividend history, guys, they have been increasing the dividend pretty good for the past couple of years. Sorry about my dog shaking in the background. He just like shook and his collar was really, really loud. Sorry about that. But the dividend yield on Starbucks right now is 2.14%, and they have an annual dividend of $1.64. So very, very solid dividend for this company. And I think this company is actually in the early stages of its growth. I think that this company has a ton of room to grow in the future. This is just my opinion, but people are absolutely in love with Starbucks, which makes it like so much more different than McDonald's because people really, there is some die-hard people when it comes to Starbucks that absolutely have to go there and spend, $6 on a coffee, which is absolutely crazy, but people still love it. Nobody hates on Starbucks really, and just a phenomenally ran company that I think has a lot of potential to grow in the future. So this is another stock that I feel like is a pretty good recession-proof stock. People are still going to want their coffee in the morning, and people are still going to make the money to set aside to buy that coffee in the morning each and every morning before work. So that is going to wrap up the video, guys. That is 6 recession-proof stocks that I feel like have a great opportunity to hold up very well during a recession. There are obviously more up there that I didn't mention, such as Johnson & Johnson, Match.com, Costco, and Apple. All those companies too, I feel like have a very, very good opportunity to definitely withhold a recession. But these are just the 6 of my main ones that I'm really focused on right now. And I actually do own every single one of them that I talked about today. I do not own Apple. I do not own Match. Those are the stocks that I just mentioned that were also good recession-proof stocks, but I do not own Apple, and I do not own Match.com. But I do own CocaCola, PepsiCo, Nextera Energy, Disney, 3M, Starbucks, Johnson & Johnson, and Costco. So those are all the stocks that I do own and that were mentioned in this video. This is not financial advice, guys. This is just my personal opinion when it comes to the stock market. So do your own research and make your own financial decisions. But I hope you guys did enjoy that. If y'all did, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section. Maybe if you guys want to see my whole entire portfolio, leave a comment and I'll make a video showing my entire portfolio. But other than that, that is going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys are investing safe out there. Y'all are having amazing returns. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the market right now. Tons of big high flyers too. You know, if any of you guys are in Tesla stock, congratulations. Amazon stock, congratulations. There's been some crazy movers out there that have been flying like crazy. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to me. And I hope this video helped you guys out in any way. Like I said, do your own research and don't buy a stock because I mentioned it. Do your own research and make your own decisions. And until next time, guys, this is Kyle talking here, and I'll see you guys in the next stock market investing video.